Sorry, it's been a couple of days since I've posted Read Aloud. I've been learning all this technology stuff and I just was feeling overwhelmed, so I needed a couple of days to try to get some of that settled. So let's get back into it. When we left off, Bobby had um, placed a phone call to all of these people about the blanket, and then he called Alicia to try to get her opinion about what he should do. They had a lovely little conversation. There was a bit of a connection happening there. So, chapter 23, Long Lost Sister. I half wake up, wrestling with a dream. This guy named Hoffman has kidnapped Alicia and locked her away in a tower, and I'm going nuts looking for a way inside. Then I discover a secret panel that looks like thick pink glass, but it's just a hologram, and I walk right through it. Inside, Alicia is chained to a table, and these electrodes are hooked to her temples, and she's straining at her chains, and beams of sharp green light are shooting out of her eyes and burning holes in the ceiling. Hoffman is wearing a caveman suit made out of old brown pants tied on with neckties, and he's got his hands on the power dials. And behind him, there are two jail cells with Mom in one and Dad in another. I sit up in bed and force myself to wake up. The clock on my dresser says 9:20, and I know it's Wednesday, and I'm in my house in Hyde Park. And I'm glad all that was a dream. Not that reality is a whole lot better or less random. And I don't like that image of Mom and Dad behind bars. I have to shake off a feeling of dread because if you let it, the fear just keeps coming. I do my best thinking in the shower. It's so odd to see the tiny streams of water bounce around, see the shapes of my hands and my arms and legs. Warm water runs down my back, and I plan out my talk with Sheila Borden, because that's the big event for today. Maybe the biggest event of my life, and maybe hers too. I turn off the water and drip dry a little, slide back the curtain, and step out of the tub. And there's no towel. I open the door and I'm about to yell and see if Mom is still home, but I hold the yell just in time because I hear Mom talking down in the entry hall, and I know the voice that answers her. It's Ms. Paget. I creep to the banister at the top of the stairwell. I can't see either of them, but the acoustics are great. The problem the problem is that now I've heard from the Florida authorities, Mrs. Phillips. They have called and visited the home of Mrs. Ethel Lighton and have gotten no response, day or night. Seems your Aunt Ethel has vanished. So we'd like you to tell us where she and your son might be. Mom laughs lightheartedly and says, "Well, that's Aunt Ethel for you. She's a little flighty sometimes. When I talked with her Monday afternoon, she said Bobby was feeling so much better. She said they might do some day trips, might even go up to Orlando." "But surely, Mrs. Phillips, you must know where your own son is. You don't seem worried at all." "Why should I be worried? Aunt Ethel is my father's sister, and I have known her all my life, and I've known Bobby all his life. They are two very stable people, and I'm sure they are just fine. And when they get a chance, they'll check in. And I'm so sorry that this is proving difficult for you and your friends in Florida." I don't think she's really sorry. Miss Paget takes her time answering. "Mrs. Phillips, this isn't difficult. Difficult is when a child is declared to be formally missing under suspicious circumstances, because at that point, the full resources of the state of Illinois jump into action, and possibly the FBI as well. When that happens, these things often get into the newspapers. It can affect lives and careers. It can get quite messy and difficult." That sounds like a threat, Miss Badger. My name is Ms. Paget, and it's not a threat, it's a promise. Mom pauses. Do they teach the people in your agency anything about the United States Constitution? One of the best ideas in the Constitution is that little part about how a citizen shall be presumed innocent until proven guilty. Proven. Tell me, did you happen to bring along another search warrant this morning? No. Fine. Then you have a nice day, Miss Paget. And the front door slams shut. It can't be a good idea treating the woman like that, and I'm not sure I like having Mom act like some tough guy from a Clint Eastwood movie. But as with almost everything else these days, it's out of my hands. So I get on with the business of finding a towel. As I grab a quick breakfast, Mom is cleaning up in the kitchen. She doesn't say anything about Ms. Paget, and I don't ask. But I can tell she's on edge. I'm glad she has a 10 o'clock class. It'll get her mind off the long arm of the law, and it'll also get her out of my way. 10 minutes later, Mom's gone, and I'm at the desk in my room. I have some notes on a pad of paper. I know what I'll say if I get an answering machine, what I'll say if Sheila picks up herself, and what I'll say if a kid or a boyfriend or someone else answers. And I think I know how I can get her to tell me if she knows anything useful. As I punch the number into, hold on. As I punch in her phone number, I'm being careful. For myself, I mean. I'm careful not to get my hopes up. I'm just going to ask this lady a few questions. If her answers help, fine. If they don't, then I go back to the big list and call another 100, another 200 people, whatever it takes to see whatever there is to see, which might just be nothing. Or everything. Yes. And then a throaty cough. A woman's voice, sleepy. The voice of someone who smokes cigarettes. Sheila Borden? Yes, that's right. Awake now, on guard. Find out how this phone call goes tomorrow. Have a great day, folks. See ya.